Samity Samtastic here with Night Stalker Scott, who's kind of doing a little spaz out dance over there, and we're going to be doing some Fort Aspenwood. And yes, I am over on the Luxon side. Yes, I am a horrible trader. You can see the Kurzik side over there. How awesome does that look? I do like the Kurziks, but the Kurziks lose at Fort Aspenwood all the time. Now, here's the reason that that we're doing this here, is I want to teach people how to sync up, and it's pretty basic. It's pretty straightforward. You do a countdown with whoever it is that you want to be joining with, like your guild members or whoever else, because you can't actually join in a party. All you've got is the enter battle option there, and so you do a countdown. You do 3, 2, 1, and then when you click enter battle, you say what the time is that is up there right at the moment that it goes. And so we're going to do that. Ready? 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 You want to make sure they're ready to go, and then we're going to do 3, 2, 1, 0, and then click enter battle. And if you're the other person, you want to click enter battle. Oh, crap. So you're going to want to click enter battle the moment that it says 0. But if you're the person that's doing the countdown, you want to wait a bit of a second just to make sure that lag doesn't affect it, or basically that the timing is right. So we're going to do 3, 2, 1, 0, 30 seconds. It was right at 30 seconds when we began, and hopefully what that means is that we get to be in the same match together because we're friends and we want to play together because it's more fun that way. And so then we just wait for it to go. Our timers are going to sync up regardless of whether or not we hit enter battle at the same time. The timer is just always going to be the same for everybody, and it's just going to dump people in the queue in which they entered. So you just increase your chances of being in the same group if you hit that enter battle right at the same time. It doesn't guarantee it, but it's much better than if you just sort of randomly say, hey, I hope we're in the same battle together, because it probably won't happen. There's a lot of people here that are waiting to get into battles. And yeah, so let's take a look at this goofy build that I'm running. I know it's weird, but we may as well while we're waiting. We've got all Avatar of Balthazar, Aura Slicer, Dismember, Axe Rake, Axe Twist, Mystic Vigor, Intimidating Aura, and Healing Signet. And the reason I went with Healing Signet for my healing is because I forgot that when I was setting this up with the axe that you need an offhand, so I threw a shield on there that's requirement 9 on the tactics, and so I just had to put points into tactics, and I was like, well, I may as well use a tactic skill, right? So I used Healing Signet. It seems to be working pretty well. Intimidating Aura reduces the amount of damage I take, as well as having Avatar of Balthazar gives you plus 20 armor against physical damage, and then Mysticism also for each point while you're enchanted you gain so it's going to be plus 11 armor for me there, and I've got 2 enchantments that I can basically spam constantly. Being on the Luxon side has an advantage because the Luxon turtle will actually remove enchantments, but we don't have to worry about that because we're on the Luxon side, because the Luxons always win. It's just more fun that way, and so I'm not going to have to worry about these enchantments being constantly stripped off, but because there are only 3 skills that I'm using that use energy, and Mysticism will reduce the cost of those as well by 40%, roughly 44%. I've got, I'm never going to run out of energy. Basically, this build, I can just spam these skills constantly. As soon as they finish recharging, I can use them whenever it's convenient, because all of these are adrenal skills, and that's a Signet obviously doesn't use energy. And so that's what's going on with that. It's good times, good times. And yeah, to explain the, I hope he got in. I hope he got in. Fingers crossed, right? To explain the fundamental function of doing Fort Aspenwood, we're looking. No! No! And it's generally I would frown upon leaving the game when it doesn't work, when it doesn't actually sync up. But I am trying to do this partially for the video for you guys, and it would be not as good. I am trying to explain syncing on top of other things. So Yeah, I got sucked in all right. So, ready? Get your mouse cursor rested over the enter battle button. And when he says he's ready, 3, 2, 1, 0. Enter battle. 21. Alright, so I think it said 21. It may have said 22, but just to be sure, we start over. And then we do 3, 2, 1, 0, enter battle. 28, almost 27. Like 27.3. But that's basically the way that you want to try to sync. And normally it's good to just go ahead and do your match and then just try to sync again later, especially if you've got 3 or 4 friends that are doing JQ or FA. But to explain, like with Jade Quarry, it's just like you want to hold these capture points, and you've got like the turtles and then the juggernauts that are going to capture Jade and bring them back to their base, and whoever gets up to 10 Jade first wins, basically is how that works. It's pretty straightforward. Fort Aspenwood is a lot more complicated. The way that it functions is that the Kurzik side has this guy that's like building some sort of war machine or something, and you have to keep him alive, and there's like a little ticker that slowly creeps up as the match goes on, and if that ticker fills up, oh, don't run away from me. Okay, I need to know if you enter the battle. If that ticker fills up, then the Kurziks win, and if you kill the guy, then the Luxons win. So the point of being the Kurziks is to keep the Luxons from getting inside your base and killing that dude as long as possible, and the purpose of... Did I just say the purpose for the Luxons? The purpose for the Kurziks is to keep your guy alive as long as possible until that bar fills up. And the purpose for the Luxons is to get that guy killed before the bar fills up. So the sort of the dynamic of it is there are, which I haven't learned terribly well because I've done a whole lot more Jade Quarry than I have Fort Aspenwood, but there are these like amber gates, and there are like amber quarries, and if you get the Kurziks have some juggernauts defending their stuff, and the Luxons have the siege turtles, and as they push through, the Luxons will knock down these amber gates, and you can rebuild the amber gates by bringing amber to them if you're Kurzik. And it's kind of weird, but yeah, you can block the doors back up and keep people from being able to get inside as well. And it's one of the things that makes it difficult for the Luxons to win. However, people don't seem to understand that very well, don't seem to grasp the concept very well, and so it tends to make it pretty easy for the Luxons to just sort of raffle stomp the Kurziks. The Kurziks do win periodically, but nowhere near as often as the Luxons do. And we're still waiting for our timer. So today's the Guild Wars 2 stress test. That happens in just a few short hours. I'm really excited. I'm ramped up about it. I wanted to get this video done so that I can encode it and get it set aside before the Guild Wars 2 stress test begins, so that I'll have plenty of space to record stuff there. My plan on the stress test is to, if I can, go through the story mode of the dungeon, of the Ascalonian dungeon. I would love to do that, but I don't know if that's how things are going to work out. We'll see. Waiting out the timer is sometimes boring, so let's see what's going on. Alright. Alright. This is super exciting. The suspense is killing me. Okay, so I'm in. I am hoping that he got in, so we'll see in a moment. And we've got Night Stalker Scott! Woo! We made it! So that's how syncing works. We're in the game, and that's good. That's wonderful news. And so we're gonna... I actually never play on the Luxon side, so I'm going to need to count on him. Basically, for this build, because Avatar of Balthazar has a 2-second cast, I tend to start casting it right when the time to start gets down to about 2 seconds, just to have it done. But I think in this case, I'm going to go ahead and just warp through. Well, I don't know. It lasts for 69 seconds, and it really sucks if it gets interrupted. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going on as quickly as possible. But I think it might interrupt it if I get teleported while casting, which is a whole different kind of pain, because I think then it waits 20 seconds. So at 4 seconds, 1, there we go, casted, teleported. And we've got a lot of NPCs here to back us up. We've got our little siege turtle. We're going to rock it with the siege turtle. And you're going to see a lot of the Kurziks coming out right over there. And they're going to immediately take that capture point. That's basically what they do. And so we're going to immediately come over and try to knock down this door by taking out these elementalists. Tends to work out pretty well. And the siege turtle is going to creep on up and just punch the door down. See, there we go. Orange gate's been breached. And there's one of those amber mines over there. And so you got the Kurzik assassins. Kurzik rangers. And I'm going to recast the Avatar Balthazar because it wore out. And then the elementalist here. And one of the nice things is that this particular build tends to be redonkulously strong against getting owned. And so it just stands up to a lot of abuse. No! The gate's been repaired. Kurzik Warrior. So you got Deep Wound. Basically, this build does inflict 5 status effects. Oh boy. I'm in bad shape here. I was not even paying attention. Let's get out of range and refill some of this life. That was brutal. And we'll wait for the Avatar to refill. And they're working really hard to keep this shut, but I don't want to stand for that. And I think right now I'm just soaking up damage basically. But I need to get within melee range, and so we're going to go ahead and hit this guy with tons of bleeding, except it's too late because he's dead. And Conjure Phantasm is a lousy skill, don't use it. If you're going to be doing a degen build, then you should definitely stick with something like the recently nerfed... oh, I can't even remember what it's called. There's one that slows you down and does damage. It's hardcore. It does degen and slows you down. And they recently increased its energy cost from 10 seconds to 15 seconds, or 10 energy to 15 energy. I'm having trouble fighting and talking at the same time. I'm probably going to die here. Yep. I need to get out of this needling shot range, and oh my god, 1 HP. That was hardcore. And Kurziks. Oh, I'm totally sandwiched. I'm screwed. Help! Well, I drew a lot of fire. That's always good, right? I had like a whole bunch of people trying to go after me while our party members are going in the other side. So now what we're going to do is we're going to head over to... Oh, I respawned in a peculiar place. I'm not used to that. We're outside. But we're going to go ramp it in this gate because it's already been opened and they're closing these up. The other option is I can go try to take on these guys, but since I'm not a caster, I'm not really equipped to solo a bunch of enemies. You can see right here, God's Vengeance is about somewhere between 25 and 30% of the way done. Probably about 30%. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in the Avatar Balthazar. Busted in this gate. And I think I want to take out this Ranger first, so I'm going to go ahead and cast these. This Ranger thinks he's so awesome, and I'm going to come pummel him with my Dervish axe. Block! Block! Oh. Well, fine. I'll go attack the Elementalist, who's not going to be using crazy stances. And we'll put Bleeding, Deep Wound, Cripple, and what's that one again? Weakness. Bleeding, Deep Wound. Okay, there we go. Oh, not good, not good. Well, I like to lure them away from... Basically, if I can keep more than one of them attacking me for any extended period of time... Here, check this out. He's a melee fighter. Oh, yeah, there we go. I may actually survive now. I got a monk, this go-go turtles. Healed me. Oh no, there we go. So I managed to get out of that without too much trouble. I thought that that would only work for Kurziks, but apparently I was just confused. And so that person's making a freaking run for it. So they basically became completely useless to their party. And as you can see over here, that's getting ravaged by probably the... Oh, I guess it's getting ravaged by the Luxons. Now it is. Kurzik Mine Cleaner. Well, we want to kill him. So, time to back you up. It's an Elementalist, and I'm going to kill the Mine Cleaner. There we go. And then the Luxons will immediately respawn there, and they can do all kinds of fun stuff. So then we'll bail, and we'll start pushing back through. We're about halfway done with Wrecking Shop here. I mean with them. Basically, if that fills up, that's when we lose. So we want to try to not let that happen. And so the guy that we're going for is Master Architect Gunther. And so what I'm going to do is try to lure these guys back as far from the path in here as I can, because I want to prevent our guys from getting intercepted. And so I'm going to just sort of not attack because I've got empathy on me, and I'm going to try to lure these guys way back so that they'll get pinched. And now we got a whole bunch of Kurzik reinforcements coming in, and that's good because I got all these guys backed in this corner, and their reinforcements are actually going to have more trouble. Oh, and this person's severely wounded. And they think they're so clever. Bam! But I can take out a Kurzik Mine Cleaner, no problem, right? We'll see how this works out. Bleeding? No. Nope. Bleeding? You gotta be kidding me. Deep wound, cripple. This is not looking good. Alright, I cannot take out a Kurzik Mine Cleaner all by myself. I guess it's two. Cleanser. They're mine cleansers. Well, at least I killed the person that took it. And then another jerk shows up. God dang it. Okay, well, here we go. The Kurziks are actually doing kind of a number on us here, so we'll see how this works out. Oh, Gatekeeper Radek has been killed. That's a good sign, right? And who are we attacking? Purple Squad destroyed. They're attacking Gunther, so I think Gunther is going to die before they have a chance to keep him alive. So maybe, as I said, I don't have a whole lot of experience with Fort Aspenwood, but maybe what the better idea would have been there would be to try to intercept people that are going to get Amber to repair the gates. That might be more effective. So Purple Squad reinforcements have arrived. As we close in, I'm going to go ahead and throw on Avatar Balthazar, and then I'm going to pick this guy off because he's not going to see this coming. He's trying to stay on the edge of all of this attacking. Oh, there, he's about to get pinchered. And we need bleeding, and then once I get that deep wound, then I can get the cripple on there, and that's more effective. There we go. Done. See? Victory. We killed Gunther. That's how it works. The trick is you just have to be Luxon. And that's how Fort Aspenwood's done. So I hope you enjoyed that little I guess tutorial. It's not much of a tutorial. I'm not exactly a Fort Aspenwood master, but I have played enough of it to understand the basic concept, and yeah, it's kind of enjoyable. This build is pretty funny. It's entertaining. It's like the Spanish Inquisition. Nobody expects this, but it's kind of a fun. It doesn't do a whole lot of direct damage, but it does inflict 5 conditions. It's bleeding, cracked armor, deep wound, crippling, and weakness as well. And though, like, these only work if you've got deep wound, so it's nice to be able to pile those immediately on top. But you gain adrenaline faster with this skill, so you can basically just keep piling on these conditions constantly, and you take very, very little damage, as you may have seen there. So that's good times. That's how we do the Fort Aspenwood if you're some sort of traitorous Luxon or something. And yeah, so I'm going to be doing some Guild Wars 2 later on today, and you will see me later.